Welcome back to CRC, The Conversation. I'm Dr. Debbie Lassiter, CEO and co-founder of Convergence Resource Center, and I'm here with my colleague.
Hi, I'm Carla McKeever, and I'm also co-founder and CFO for Convergence Resource Center. And welcome.
So Carla, what are we going to be talking about today?
Today we're going to be talking about crafting with Carolyn and also a new law that's passed.
And that's exciting.
It's going to be very exciting.
Can't wait to talk about that one. So Carla, crafting with Carolyn. First of all, who in the world is Carolyn? And why do we do crafting with Carolyn?
We do crafting because it is self-care.
Yes.
And we do crafting because you really don't know how artistic you are until you really start putting it down on paper or when you start drawing. And you always think, oh, I never could draw in high school, or wherever, grade school. You know, I remember learning how to use pencils and you use the side of it and how you shadow and, you know, the different types of paints that you use. And what Carolyn does is all different types of projects. So it's not just one thing that she makes, but there's several things, and it's always something different. And it's something that they can have that they've made for themselves.
Yes. And Carolyn is one of our case managers, and she directs them this, and they do a lot of different variety of, like you said, products or projects. But the beauty of it is you are teaching women who at some point in their life felt that they had no value.
Correct.
How to create something of value themselves with their own hands. And we are so excited to let people know that you will be able to bid on some of their art at our gala this year, correct?
Yes, and that's the thing that I'm most excited about, is that a lot of our items are actually from those that are here from the center.
Yes.
And they will also be attending the gala. So I'm like, oh, this is so exciting.
Very.
To have different things. But you know what, Debbie? I was thinking, as I know we were talking about crafting with Carolyn, but is there anything that caught your eye this week? You
know, I was thinking about that. And actually, this week for me has been the importance of getting some rest. I have been running like 90 going north, and it usually doesn't catch up with me, but it caught up with me. And folks, if you're tired, your body will let you know. And you will sit on the edge of your bed thinking you're going to sit there for a second, and the next thing you know, it's 4 hours later. So to me, it is the importance of getting some rest was really caught my attention this week. What about you?
You know, it sounds like I'm copying you, but I can actually show you that I wrote it down first.
No.
How we can get so busy and miss things. And so we have to, you know, we have to slow down, and we have to, it's not that you have to keep your head on a swivel, but you really do have to slow down and see what's before you.
Right.
Because sometimes you'll be like a flash, you know, you're just going and all you see is the light, but you're not seeing someone's having dinner, someone's walking down the street. You miss the little small things.
Yeah.
And I think at this point in our lives, it's very important that we catch the small things as well.
And we miss things that are really big and important to people, which brings us to this new law that was passed. Now, I'm going to say this because this happens a lot. When a law passes or some legislation is introduced in relation to something, people tend to pick it apart at what it didn't do. But what I really want people to focus on here is what this law did do. And this all happened as a result of something that happened back in November of 2025. There was a high school teacher that was grooming a 14-year-old child over the internet, right? And so this law makes the sexual grooming of a child a felony. Now, it's not a felony in every state. It wasn't a felony here. But we are thinking that with this law, the mindset is that it will stop people from grooming children, because it happens all the time. And they give you some very specifics of what that grooming entails. And I just want to read a few of them. This includes acts that constitute grooming, verbal comments, inappropriate or sexualized physical contact. That's a big one. That one we can see, but as well as written, electronic, or digital communications to seduce, solicit, lure, or entice a child.
Wow.
Now, you would have thought, no brainer, you would have thought that had already been a law, right? But it wasn't. And so people were getting slaps on the wrist for doing this. And this was not the first case. This case was actually in Kenosha.
Okay.
But this was not the first case and not the first time something like this has happened to a child. But up until now, it was not even a high-level felony. So little or no time, sometimes a slap on the wrist for ruining the life of a child.
Right.
Because once you start to groom that child, the psychological aspects have started. You've taught them things. And, this is something I didn't think about at first until some training and things happened, that when we teach children things like, and you may have seen this, they go over to maybe an older adult in the family, and the older adult wants a hug or a kiss because this is a little child that they know. And the child hesitates. What do you see happen? We offer the child a piece of candy if they'll do it. Now just think about what we're teaching that child at that moment. We're teaching that child that if you do what I want you to do, I'll give you something sweet. I'll give you something that you would like. Well, that's what grooming is like. It entices that child who hasn't, all the developmental of their brain hasn't occurred yet, that I can do something really good for you if you just come a little closer. If you just hug me, if you just kiss me. So what this is saying is that if you're intentionally doing something like that with a negative outcome for a child, that is now a felony. So you don't have the option of saying, oh, I didn't mean it. Oh, it was just a friendly gesture. Because this is the next step to leading that child right into sexual assault or sexual abuse. And so this law is protecting children at a whole nother level. And I'm proud of Wisconsin for doing it. I thank the governor for doing it. Now, sure, people are going to pick it apart and see the parts they don't like, but I'm saying think of what he did right now, because of what they did right now, and they weren't the only ones. NCOSI and a whole bunch of organizations all over the country are getting states to sign this kind of a law. But this middle school teacher, this was a grown woman, was enticing a 14-year-old child. This law would make what she did a felony. Now, I don't think it goes back to when she did it, right? But going forward, that makes it a felony.
I mean, it just reminds me of how predators have children do things because they know that they will not be prosecuted. And because we don't have any laws that will protect the children, we just don't have any laws that will make you accountable for your actions. And this law, this law will make predators accountable for what they do.
And one of the things that I love about this law is it also is for children that have disabilities, because they are some of the targets for human trafficking, children and adults with disabilities. So I'm hoping that somewhere down the line, we can make this law apply also to adults with disabilities, because if they're developmentally disabled, and someone does something like that to them, that needs to be a felony as well. And I don't know if that law is on the books, but I would advocate for it to be.
Wow, that's
deep, huh?
Yeah, that really is. When you think about it, sexual grooming of a child, that wasn't already a felony. And how could we're in the 22nd century here, and all these years, no one ever thought that was important until now. But at least they did it now.
But look, these parents, it took the parents of a child in Kenosha. It's been happening all over the state for forever. But these parents didn't quit. And they didn't just say, oh, that happened to my child, what an awful thing. No, they did something to help all children. Kudos to them. And kudos to the governor for signing the law, and all advocates and everybody that had anything to do with getting this passed.
Right, because when you get ready to do a law, it's not like it happens overnight.
That's right.
It's like you have to continue to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So I don't know how many years it took, but I'm just happy that they stayed on the course and got it approved and got it passed.
Yeah, well, in November when this happened to them, the law didn't exist. November 2025, so they pushed pretty hard, pretty fast,
Oh.
but that's because it exists in other states already. So it's just getting Wisconsin to come on board. In one of our future broadcasts, we're going to talk about child brides in the states that it is legal in. Will shock you, okay? But we'll talk about that in a future broadcast. Well, Carla, do you have anything of encouragement you want to say to a person?
Of encouragement? Well, what is it like? Living, thriving, require a fight. But are you worth the fight?
Yeah.
Are you strong enough to fight? You know, a lot of times we'll ask people to fight, but we don't understand that they're not strong enough sometimes to fight. And so my encouragement is that I'm hoping that I would be strong enough to hold somebody up to be able to fight. That's, yeah.
And I think for me, one of the things that I would want people to know and understand is that you are worth the fight. No matter what has happened in the past, no matter what you're going through right now, no matter what people around you are telling you that you are or are not, you are worth the fight. So go ahead and fight, because you're worth it, right? So Carla, you want to tell them to do what? Your favorite thing is?
Please like and subscribe.
I love
because we need you to like and subscribe.
We do.
And also, if you want to contact us, you can email us at crccontactus@convergenceresource.org. And also, you can listen to Triumph Rising on Joy 1340 with our own Dr. Lassiter here. And it's always a different subject. And you would think that she would be out of subjects, but never. Like never. And also, you know, make sure you go to our website, which is also www.convergenceresource.org. Please visit our website. And also leave comments if you're watching us on YouTube. We would love to hear your comments. We would love to hear other things you would like for us to talk about or touch on. We just thank you for your views. We thank you for watching.
Thanks a lot, guys. And we want to let you know we'll be here again soon with another little conversation.
The Convergence Resource Center provides support services for women rebuilding their lives after trauma, with an emphasis on survivors of human trafficking and justice-involved women. We envision individuals who are empowered to make healthy choices that lead to productive, positive lifestyles within their homes and communities. The Convergence Resource Center sincerely thanks everyone for their generous donations. Your compassion makes it possible for us to support women on their healing journeys, rebuild families, and strengthen communities. For more information about the Convergence Resource Center and how you can get involved, visit us online at www.convergenceresource.org.